Pan would do any quatre a year a Quiapim South. Nimyam for Obi Amo, any quite a casapi, in that. Oh, I haven't said, oh, I don't pay my watching more cover now. So, Bibiaboko. Constituency to say,
I go so, sir. Here, I can't answer how you can.
I still did, and you come on.
Oh, sir, and some neighbor Cosso. Both in here, I come over.
I still did,
but that's me, and Uncle Sassy, here by tea, and so see you too. Okay, if you listen to your sense, who said, and I said, yet a facum qua, maybe a Jumaye, Sikasem, a normal Bocosro, near Cacawina. As if became school in some school fees. They say baby school. Bia is not meaning answer now with me. I bought. I some adding.
None of them call but now Okahana.
Why?
None of them call no.
Send a campaign.
Oh, yeah, cause me can't nana.
That moment me uncle. But MPC.
Oh, no, we are doing it and I'm on to you.
Oh, papa. Idea. I was moved here. Initially, Nanko for say a demonstration as the police or more permit. But a press conference, no, we winner. Call kindness, so I could peace. I went very well. Be who said, no masun coy. Not sabi a quiet fussy. Who here or no baby so. You do any quiet the fuck was neighbor. As a nipa, who can be. All
right. 1760 now the text message na abrain yen ko gina agudi hu nsem kakra sane aba Glasgow follow Ghana for the ecoso follow
we follow pa
what is happening there now today now
oh Glasgow in the first place that I wasn't expecting much because the preparation is very poor. Now unfortunately, associations, I have to say omoya mfuso still omo sha bias ti bi nko ya omo ntimi nka ba wo share omo individually no mo complaining. Say a man is for preparation. You hear a kid to cry in so a major event like this. To could do honor.
But before I
don't appear
before I call a bit uncommon. A breed to some road through a daunting a calculus one. Mona motion me that kind I want to honor.
I saw more coin.
I'm more coin. But I don't know yet. Abandon to Nibino.
A watch it. Every time the mark contract. A by and by or better minute here. The Casa who ebe elections that man pay my hammer about so very quino. And the class said, Yachi, but her budget no money in after elections in I started. So far, the Koi, I hope say, Munyan to her say, Sikaniho, because we share from Cabina, O Bada to Brekuswa. And so Aquanas are contractor also further. So I finish a mammy also problem. And son, but the media for all those rules are quite a bisa parliament, hands that we be a womb.
You don't pour on me now. Okay, I see. All right,
we could be
some of the weekend be a Miss Mikobo Pediasi lodging from a fafa here.
Could be a people for the
yeah, Glasgow Kakra. Diana, a course to say you are good you won't me.
Well, sir, what kind of idea inquiry they're serious and say, almost say federations, but that's like as GF like associations. Omom do money say ya pamba kwa for games village and to me as omon games village. One of the artists sports person. On Ibn Grassy or my spending or team on into your mocha. All sorts of things there. That's serious problems. Serious problems. Sense a preparation here, planning here, be beyond. Every sector. Sadly, until a young as a sports musu, a dear sports musa. Now, I suppose I should clearly say we still need a lot to do. Now, one thing I've noticed, at least me what by so abane chinani and also man near the sports one any jato nchen kra na me ado area for one thing who answer also the education in sports boom the ministry of education make ministry of sports na boa sports because she can be to me boost your education go near piano sports. And now my own started sports from the schools because the physical training instructors need them women in Asia, women in Sinase. And yes, situation like I say P4 and now education directors no. Omo under education. Into sports bit mama instruction education for so you omo there. We there because they were all under one ministry, The minister man instructions are a minister na akasa plan a PCF from beginning ni. Jamaica no my Jamaica no. Yes, almost so I know Jamaica o. We show almost school sports ni juvenile competitions a chain World Cup. Any break kisi a training they hand for talents. Sabi nyo bia na tumi truika. Ye wo bibi efe motor skills. Collaboration I started testing those who have certain level of it. Because potential no, winning potential no. Then they start grooming them. The stage when they say American universities where they have all the facilities and training to also blossom. From junior level to middle level and some do senior level.
Yes,
my masters. Into games here, they are dominating all over the place. Say sprints, they say food events, so now Trinidad and Tobago. Those countries, no, I won't change in any way. And now, also, you be before to say, if they can do it, I don't need to mean here. Unfortunately, your facilities today, you're the cry. The University of Ghana, you can't see a stadium or Bessine, near MPP Jaho 2008, Bessine, and far block back on car. Running tracks were almost swimming pool and chain. Stadium Lancashire, they be able to that to Now, if you don't take care of facilities, if you don't invest in facilities, now could do Glasgow, oh, you're a magician, won't perform miracles. I can see, say, somehow or not, one person share Ghanaians abroad. Nanga, or compete in my to send a football, you know, Obuana, or Bobo Abuchi, near Quachinaba, who are Ghana needs you, Abuchi, or Yadi, near Quachinaba. I didn't see the coordination. To the sense, they say, no, who say, or more ye be so I had the answer do semi-finals. Now, it was a boxing, which is a boxing. Any time, apart from stadium, now the other here, a multi-purpose sports horse. Because our African games, maybe this is Algeria. Algeria also have facilities in and say per se yeah they were indoor games or say investing in some multi-purpose sports halls maybe and no so the boy here didn't say they will see stadium ankasa now because the bia by sikani hono some of the bia movie in some can say yam bidding host to some event competition
the
who host competition there will be
forced to do the infrastructure no
in the facilities you can't say you can do it again because who stadium. We were hoping to bid for all African Games 2011. But no, a JHD 2015 sober and we say JHD. If we don't force to bid for major games, when you go basically they share facilities and the better ones are because they be able to see anyone. Okay. Now we can't see anyone so we train you personnel to take care of the sports disciplines. We invest in facilities. We invest in the athletes in Lancashire. They be also make games, They say about 34 competing nations for the Commonwealth, They're about 29. They're about 29 because one bronze near Yenya. And once it happens that way, and obviously, sports, and so sports, they're for only pride. Maybe could have become billionaires overnight over sports. Someone said before, me work castle, no to me a tram office. You're doing no bomb sports from very modest background. And so they say, look at where he is.
International figure.
Yeah, only international figure. He's
very rich.
He's well off enough. He's comfortable enough, and he's able to take care of others in the family. And we can produce so many of these people. But, sometimes we don't see the coordinator there. Can you imagine, say, yes, Sika sports. and bidum the end bidum here or multimedia sikaba sports na ye ntimi here. One major issue is a sports bill. Basically, if you say so to be a mra, because la mra cover sports no. 1976 so a champion time mra cover sports. Yense sano. Me so what produce
no one dey ba be sin dey.
So no matter sir because the champion time na your SS74. Na army wo team a omo compete in league mu. Na sports no for amateurs, then for professionals. But yet Kroma na ACM became one of the highest paid footballers. Oh, move called Chelsea. You know, African footballers, he was one of the highest paid when he moved to Chelsea. It meant to say sports are sisa. Sports are a business, I am modern, I am BBI, and also since I'm running and competing with that thing, and as I'm running and cater for it. Now, one Europa, one major source of funding for sports, a sports lottery. Into how come say up to now you introduce a sports actor and be taking care of all this? They say Ghana but be but yes academy. There's no law covering such academies. Sports Act could have covered this. But be sorry, what 2x4 please? Be not coaching colleague who must say academy. Or bra academies properly so called. Who the Mabuka could go at Chiroma almost yes sports no almost share the account. And he comes out as very well educated sports person. But in no man was said here, we hear accreditation grants out there running academy. But it doesn't happen. Inti because I'm not doso. I said to be quite him.
Right.
2009, me and the Americans in 2009, President Mills, first State of the Nation address. Also, you bet 2 sports bill. The papa, you bet him near the parliament, not parliament, so abobo, when I pass it. Basically, a middle parliament near pass it.
Incoming national organizer for the ruling national democratic.
Incoming, I don't want elections anyway.
Said the doing the Konya with all the two sisters. Uncle Chibi.
On your aspirant, class.
Yeah, on your aspirant.
Hey,
it will be about very serious objection to.
So, minister on my hand. So I was here.
Oh my goodness! Oh, we are away.
My investigating against.
But the clearance said they do know.
What crown no?
The Yamedi Sudia Shira Kunya, Major Mutsaswa. So we need poor ha, a mubebe or Hamuchi Minupe, and I be cocoa or Modi. But a more do your clone or Trinity. Okobia.
Into Casa, we don't pack on the contest is so for us watch them be program.
Yeah, nobody can come because then I can't see that coin by. I've heard about you, dear. I say, why you buy me? Then the income, then the delegates come and do there. All right, go be back on there.
Yeah, I mean,
very good. Now, campaign design.
Oh, so far, so good.
So, message in here, day.
Baby, I will be Kofi Adams and they say, organizer there, Kofi Adams.
I see.
The man for the grassroots. Baby, I will be Kofi. Ama, this time, those before, no, now, may charge me phone once a day. But this time around, no, or they be charging me phone no, 2 times
a day.
A day.
Okay. Of course, no, but endorsements,
messages, the endorsement.
Hey, and the man go from Bonnie. Baby, I will be Fabia, Obia, Sadie, and cry coffee.
This is like everybody just look up.
You are a promoter.
You're a promoter.
Oh, we are. Could you make a guy with text messages in Biabanafi? The moment issues in Ghana, and let's focus instead on the bloodbath in Gaza. Angel Gabriel, Classic FM Techiman, Anade Abba, and then Sefi Bekwai, SDA Primary and JHS need attention on their building from government. We live with cow, dogs, goat, and sheep dropping, and even human feces. From Edward was Sefi Bekwai, Anade Abba. Hi, Nana, we are pleading to the government to lift that financial clearance from controller and accountant general pay us because we are suffering for 24 good months Only God knows how we've been living. From Asiama KBK. And please, is the old birth certificate still in use? Safo, Anna Ebusa Sasson. And this one says, please, is it through Ebola? It's in Ghana because people are announcing its presence in Ghana this morning. And that's it. So my text message in bra on 1760 1760. Quickly, but see a documentary be. Na you comment about it because how best and pay di unkomo set kwam boaten and e saa sem na pay ipa do na ahwe no so ho adwuro mo say that so cost there cannot say why crowd am so ma yenko that documentary no ye ba and then we talk about it nothing yako other matters arising yeah that's it.
In some cultures, males must be circumcised shortly after birth, during childhood, or around puberty as part of a rite of passage. Circumcision is commonly practiced in Jewish, Christian, and Islamic faith. Certain African cultural groups here in Ghana and among the Yoruba and Igbo of Nigeria customarily circumcise their infant sons. For some of these groups, circumcision appears to be purely cultural, done with no particular religious significance or intention to distinguish members of a group. For others, circumcision might be done for purification. Among these groups, even when circumcision is done for reasons of tradition, it is often done in hospitals. Lately, there's been a disturbing trend with circumcision badly done in hospitals. In Ghana these days, there is an increasing rate of penile amputation cases being reported, especially at the Konfonochi Teaching Hospital in Kumasi. Circumcisions done badly will be a focus this week. I will be telling you about how some doctors, nurses, and traditional surgeons or wanzams are mistakenly cutting off some and at times the entire penis of male babies during circumcision.
Kofi, President Wallace will call for chairmanship position. That is enough for now. Say ye the needy man ya offer to say ye the bemana even as a former president. Or no ye founder of the party. That position by itself enough to be able to deal with Nyama Bebre Kosovo party. Mingidi de ode obey chairman Sana Utume di Juma or the but I'm not denying the fact that in the minds of party man, we know join there. Oh, say your ma found a functional role a beboa party. No? So they may be suggesting this kind of situations, but on your not join there. Okay. Well, but not party it is beboa. Oh no, being sure they were there, but and I make them they were better not party. One man chair, a more here no pay you cry because straight with the make out. Firing because opposition against the forward against the farm. We was as a campaign to meet you more no paying and especially may senior comrade be a Odi Jumapa or Western region, Mr. Kakpo or Pristia Oni Valley, which you no pay. But no credit. I don't think that is going to happen. But a bit feel that's the feeling of the party man from the ground. We hear the response to the story now, the psyche and the feeling of the party persons on the ground. The man paying that a role to play in the party. A beboa, a bema, the synergy, a hondibia party nihan, a besan baba. Because whether we like it or not, hate him, love him, he's still
a life why or the spirit, the soul behind which the NDC moves. Even cry say on kahu cry na say oh yes statement who address a party man. Now what can be about him cry the kind of applause that he receives tells you the psyche of the party as far as President Rawlings here concerned. So I don't think that they will be chairman. No, the chairmanship rule. You hear the various parties and yes, NDC like any other party. NDC ruling party or a party you win elections, 4 elections out of 6. And you small party in America there because party other smaller parties so here the caliber of Gofa or Moyo chairman in Timon no some no. I don't think that I'm looking at it from that point. But I believe that he's a former president or a founder. He has other rules play. That is okay. Yeah, they never share a chairmanship role, meaning that you may have to remove a particular hat and wear 75-80% partisan hat, which is not a good situation for Obia Waye Mampini Dadawa or Naso Sanye, founder of the party. So I believe that the appropriate respect and recognition to Nia offer today a woman and now itum na ya organize your way. I don't think that he needs to become a chairman. 1760 your text message line if I'm brain na yenjibre na yenkin kayama. Now probably about our health. This issue relating to Ebola, no? We keep getting the assurance from government and health experts that in Ghana there's no cause for alarm. But yeah, TV, yeah, the Obokata Hudunuma. It's like in trying no. It is
a serious matter.
Yeah, program be. Now, moment time there main Casano. I decided to my spend time because all the media houses, the way I no pay with the Abba. Maybe Banusna Media Radio, some of them are saying, you know, you too fat story. Now, even simple documentaries are, the Bema, even restaurants are more videoing system. Now, or more they are sharing microphone so that virtually every Ghanaian, all the 25-27 million Ghanaians should know about Ebola. How to avoid it, maybe say if you can, and then maybe what suspected there will be out. What will be the response? What are the emergency numbers? Ubetu Mafre. Himfana. Now, what suspected Bibia? For example, Matide case be befa through Ghana Hama Nipanoko or Nigeria. I don't know how far that's to that. He came from Sierra Leone and Liberia. Ma ospene a night or her na the next day na occur to Nigeria. Na okudu Nigeria no Nipane. We should see some response. HLD we are ready. By now they should be checking hotel Bena Nipano Kodai and more media for no more reporter on it. Now yenya further assurance that indeed the authorities are responsible for our health ready. Hotel Bena Nipano Kodai. Nipano free Liberia Urban one or a passenger oughten in chain because surely somebody will be sitting by that passenger. Have they been able to locate that person? Omo putting Nipano under surveillance and oba one, the custom officers are Omoni Dili and our immigration officers are Omoni Dili. Have they found them? Who was on duty at that time? Who stamped his passport? Sanya mania may na we should be seen to be doing. But Ebola there deadly. Unfortunately, also no vaccine, no treatment. 95% of the case they die ultimately. So young horo yensa regularly, which you be cry, you should wash your hands and avoid even shaking hands. Ebola greetings, elbow. Use elbow greetings. Woko public place, rails, balustras now, moya rails and crofodi on san. So you should avoid it as much as possible. If you can walk without holding anything, the men found san kasa we use susua immediately sanitizer be fast sanitizer and good sanitizer on sana or in a running water and insua ejina bowl num uko offices and schools baby we na omudi insua bowl no and no more the napkin, so at just one for everybody to be cleaning the hands. I think that they should use tissue. Who won't sign the running water? Now we use tissue. All this education must happen. But today, the committee are buying put in place and in a mobile press interaction be former Ministry of Information building. I do hope that mobile lay out a lot of education materials, a lot of emergencies, because there were a lot of illegal routes. Apart from main borders, there were a lot of other routes for Faba. And Ghana has we worship the dead. Obi Wusu are the way and manner we bathe. Yes, man, we shouldn't bath even dead bodies. I suspect there. Nipano or show symptoms of Ebola, like vomiting, like diarrhea, and then those kind of things. Nipano shows that we shouldn't even bathe the body before burying, because what touch body now also so I believe that much more education. Media for no taking up more far it goes through everywhere, because luckily this time mobile phones say be na network was so radio, TV and all that, and mon taking it serious as your social contribution, because it won't spare anybody. Because when him trotro na wo kotinemu no, maybe Ebola person na wa tinemu akwa na real na somebody with Ebola would have held it. Yes, a buying or there or any but we too as media no yen taking it up na yen come once.
All right. Oh.
Yo, that's it. I say and I see interministerial committee on media encounter. But it will be not if you say yache. It's getting scary by the day. Now, an opportunity, the president of Liberia, Johnson Sirleaf, what she said is Ebola is rare, Ebola is contagious, Ebola kills. That's what she said. At Mano River area now, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea. So for nipa be 700 na almost suspect so it could even be more. And you can say it means a dead body be cried that will be so besum. And my Liberia, they say who say a dear who I must say schools we are close down schools. They want to do massive say education. Say they on sanitize. I spray places near Kakahina. Now, me anyway, American congressman, be so sorry. Also, know he's proposing in America. Say, South 3 countries, me won't be in America, will be few Americans. I'll my evacuate or more Peace Corps volunteers, also our countries, America for evacuate you. I'll move to America, they will have to also find a way of making sure, say, I'm fire any big man. Now, say America for quasi motion na bibia ma na yeah ben Liberia and Sierra Leone. The problem I want to say my ntwe me nga say bi Ghana so na twa ye ho ntwa, because say highly contagious ya. Fa mienu mi nsa bi nya bia obeti na kwa na ekwa. Yes, answer there the rest of the world will cut us off. Because America started pe bon say EU for so the ho agim. Na other countries Asia, Tibet, Kakanasi, Ufri, Ebola infested country there, and a baby transfer, and then you start thinking of the economic impact, the social impact, everything. My yet to say, and I said, medical doctor B company say people are creating fear and panic. I would prefer people who create fear and panic. Now, a buyer sorry address issue, no. Than to keep quiet over it, and they be aware. No, they start to say tissima because no any cholera. Past 15 years so more. They say hospital could be a higher ma. Say I know me alcohol. How did it happen? So epidemic. And he said Ebola so be epidemic. I know so any cure any idea any tissima there we kuyen sa. Nti also abine sorry. Yes, and then on Baba Casa, I say, you hunia buy person here. Now, But immigration, I'm sure entry points be 40 as I say no. A move for penna. To me, to manage. Is that really the situation? And what are the implications? So neighboring countries will be able to move keke. To mean check health status in Libya. And all of us are at risk. We are in trouble. And now, we cry, the panel of crab or a gun and no alcohol be on or day back. Any system may be checking into Oberema Kwan Echo. Ominya crab stadium crab, I say, I'm for uncle. Because started the hour, will be there, so welcome go for. Social activities will suffer. You're quite in Jebu. A year to the one chair and just one quay. You could do a yes, Yana. Ebola, we were about Nancy. So yeah, a part of our culture. We share any pan out of a reflex action. No, what to know, sir. Now, but say, yeah, I am prepared. Yeah, they will end up in serious trouble. Let's say, my Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Health Act, you know, their provisions were what a man who says emergency situation steps we should take and everything. We should activate that. Make sure say prepare. Me money. And see my and the Indian battery and collaborate mom go school because I collect to go school that uncle be on farmer fee, no farmer son now for you. Liberian situation is so pathetic. American couple that have persons or mobile. Or when you be or no friend or bow America. I don't know more communicating. But my media very serious. My papa also every day almost test it. Testing the bad to make sure say Onyebi and level ben they do. And they can't even leave the country. Inti say actually Liberia bit my train. And now say you bet him be a free man. Yen see and see Liberia and more home by answer yes so at yes so.
I see. Kovi. You know, I can't home near money per who's saying there, but
oh, sure.
My interest by EC's voter registration. I said they were uncle for court to be a Magana. And we are that we vote we vote. So let's concentrate on this discussion well. After Ebola, any health, that alert now they may we thank God for that. But dear Kodie, the Electoral Commission has set August 4, 2014 as the new date to begin the revision of the voters' register. The EC registration exercise will allow Ghanaians who turn 18 and after the 2012 general elections and adults who could not register during the previous registration exercise to register. Applicants are to note that only a Ghanaian passport, a driver's license, a national identification card, or an old voter ID card issued before the coming into force of CI 72 will be accepted as a means of identification. The Supreme Court on Wednesday unanimously granted a perpetual injunction restraining the Electoral Commission from using the National Health Insurance Card in its current form as an identity card for voters' registrations. The National Youth Organizer of the People's National Convention, Abu Ramadan, secured an injunction against the exercise, which was scheduled for July 25th, 2014. Mr. Ramadan sued the EC over the use of National Health Insurance Card as a proof of qualification to register. Following the determination of the suit, the Commission wishes to stress that by the court's ruling, it will not accept the National Health Insurance Card as one of the identification documents. According to the EC, persons who qualify to register but do not have the required identification documents can register with two guarantors. Yeah. I see. The registration will start 7 a.m. and close at 6 p.m. daily at the designated electoral areas. We need a call as a country in a year and the peace ebeba. Into 4th August.
Sure. Registration dear a part of our democratic process. Answer na obeto abano. But there we then we throw the Yakasu there when you're 18 years and above we are entitled there obeto din. Now, Electoral Commission by law is mandated there, almost be thrown. Per this new act, CI 72 year UC, you know, and a Makwankra for Obinya 18 maybe me 18 or china, I should be able to walk to electoral commission office there, medin or mon capture a din fan share. That is allowed even by the law. But acquire there, yen shed down to me yen say intina ye wo na electoral commission a share period be there. Sa period yen fan chro a din or omwenya 18. And now almost so the last time my year registration na no mo 18 already. Now so bibinti either there now omun Ghana at that time, and now we know you are at the hospital, and now any other maybe nipa no try the oko ha no queue oko ha machine engagement nipa na nchiro ni dinti omun na no benya opportunity to be able to do it at this time. Yen na yenim there national identification card here say akoye a failure. For me, it's the disaster, to say the least, because me and me I've registered my card. The last time I made cars in the bar for an office was ye been me the amba and the yen sankoye registration all kinds of issues. Just a few persons now on the buy. So that one is a disaster. So card is available, and I'm sure it is in that spirit to be able to have identification be a common to. Obi aso nim there Ghana has sometimes go from far passport serious. Origin there will mean to quality anti passport they mean kon koye bi. Birth certificate so most places wo there we are Catholic sa baptismal card and nkrofoje. Indeed they don't even go for birth certificate. Nanseyana that thing is picking up conform birth certificates for Mumba. And the akoede yen nkase national ID card project in anka eno year it could have covered virtually everybody who need intention there who be too crime who need you at least. But health insurance no na the next major card apart from electoral commission there for 18 and above, and health insurance nanka akoye quite a common. But unfortunately, health insurance so who jail and say either there we Ghanaian now when you Ghana. Unfortunately, anybody can easily come and pick. So on that score, and the AMA Supreme Court amuji the reliefs of Omoko and they know in the state as it is difficult to tell. Say Obikita health insurance card. Does that mean that the person has indicated are there components in the form now nipa no enter yan sana ye man card are there sections you are able to determine nipa no nationality and bibi sa ni honti akoye difficult to use that as a way of authenticating that the potential voter now or begina registration officer anima or the man or indeed a Ghanaian. I don't think that anybody will have a problem with it. After all, long before this ruling, won't need card in the BBA, won't need old voter ID card. Or more registered already, like me a registered voter. Honorable Obiamo or a registered voter. You go to my endorse amount there, or my hini yenimno, until you're qualified to vote. Whether or passport or we need you. Once you're registered, we qualify to endorse your form for you. So there is room.
Not for more than 5 people.
Not for more than 5. And also at least you benya kofa ombeyama. After all, a limited registration. Indeed, how many people would have turned 18 actually from the last time of registration till now? I mean, expect the number is so big in many of the areas. And across a big crowd, quite a number of them. Modern, younger ones, modern day children are more one form or the other of what identification, either passport and birth certificate. The elderly one mentioned that name how to go about. So it's a good ruling. It's good for democracy. Electoral Commission, just after the ruling, it tells you more preparedness. Ruling banra, ruling they are able to issue a statement and give a date that this date now 4th on Monday I 4th no you share registration. It tells you you're ready. It's not bibia ebe affected operations in any way. It may only put some pressure on more pede or more register or more need documentation. Maybe there will be 2 persons or more be endorse amount.
That one say, and a text message gets through to tell me that Kofi Adams is winning, so I should hold. I should not even shake one bit. Please, Kofi Adams, please maintain your still incoming national organizers. Above any other movie, I'm super.
Oh no, now yeah, then we'll be able because support to me massive.
Hey, oh, Gobi. Wow, boss, I got boy back on Ufratibo.
Meaning you at the higher against me.
Oh, okay, so I declare. And I see it, we are easy chair by the Akaboy. What declare
1760 for a text message by the Ejibre. Quickly, the 2012 vice presidential candidate of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, is predicting a further depreciation of the cedi against major trading currencies in the coming days if the current economic conditions in the country continues. The former deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana accused the National Democratic Congress administration of being clueless on how to handle the situation. And there's a quotation here. The NDC government does not understand what is happening to this economy. They are clueless. Unquote.
Yeah, I mean, politics, a very decent engagement. But sometimes, a minimum also politics to me say, omo carrier, omo juma, omo ye, India, omo nubehu, osan amanyo onti, ana me kabibi, ama adena boa me party nti, na nukre na eda hokra no, anko ode ono kebi, ama nkrofo nya some confidence ebe boye nyina no, na ono so kashe, na ono so kashe. Enti there were a lot of masheda politicians. Now, Dr. Bawumia is just one of them. So, Masheda of Parliament, a former Minister of State at the Ministry of Finance. Oh, sorry, because you know him there, the mic was on. No colleague on the same side, they draw their attention to also Masheda. Oh, sorry, our Kasana, our Canin, I know him there, our Cano, and yet, Sana identity, but some partisan in oh, may
call those people Masheda
politicians. Masheda politicians. I no credit. Mean to hand that out there. You go through difficult situation. But now, may catch you there. Oh, we lived in a period that honey is flowing, milk is flowing in our pipes. We are not made that down. We live in a period that we have austere measures to be able to take us out of such situation. Ora Bawumia, that one of the major economic decisions we take here was to redenominate the cedi as a result of and make the cedi one cedi look stronger. Abrana 10,000 and we here almost close to 10,000 in 2007 to get $1. No more the way I didn't econo. Yen 4 zeros in free where you need me be guasi. And the best economic plan was that yen 4 zeros in free where na yen cedi artificial strength. Is that the economic management? And NDC so about dollar no here 3 cedi plus no
and they won't get 30,000.
No where you read denomination no number mathematics redenomination no
30,000
redenomination
yeah 30,000
yeah make an redenomination yeah you already and she can I use na me boss those times na 10,000 and I hear redenomination
is about
unima obiayen na ayeti ha enim de Ghana ye import driven economy inyama bia nka by now o me nka all there ye no ye no wa ha ye in a better position to do no ye say ye more eduane kra ye di say unhu contribution of food and non-food yes some of the non-food inflationary levels you know ye a bit high like communication fuel and yakeka understandable. But food no so even juice that in yekra. Very little na ye no ha. Now we are buying a program in terms of investment in agriculture. Who would deny it? Who would deny that a buying ye take steps in emu ye duano or my levels na akosro. Ye gusua ye bedru stage bia maybe nka say ye na say be ye kura emu kura nka ye nkrabi. But minimum say maybe into me rule for now. You better take some time. Sugar ye kraba o my Commander sugar investment and near Mauritius vice premier Oban anuya on sign ya umbeyen wo Savlugu. Yes, these two projects now sugar yen crash sugar more my it will become savings for this country. Kumasi shoe factory a buying obey ya says ya ye shoes wa ye to me ya do stage be look a police fall a soldier fall all the other security agencies will be crack shoes in fair money. Even you able to my supply shoe crowd within the West African sub-region. At the persona at the baby. Say yes, science by and run papers speak about one Mr. Kessia or evacuating almost $127 million out of this country in a manner homogeneous fraudulent. Say you guys has to buy no so yes, sir, hard-earned currency. Yeah, they call amanoni. In such a manner, or ye na say no clear, and also better than a beboa economy. Steps are by not taking the area of energy. Ghana gas says I more agree as to even the pricing of the gas. By September, Nyamiya Doma project in the baby on Besha de Yenya gas. Gas in the bar or ye young farm ma Kusibru Nibia there, on like the way I yen oil and Ankasana de na or mono mufa be 90% de kono yan sa ya the be power the be generate electricity be boa industries and bebre a good investment. And I thought that Baumia will admit that Sanya meya buying ye take time. And ya dia to me 1 day, and ya dia to me 1 year, and ya dia to me even 4 years. It take a long time. We president before no share buyasu. Or yeah, we project almost like 2 years and so on. But we under NDC. You know, to me within the 8 years period now. So you should know that some investments take a long time. But when it comes to fruition, a boa economy. Why? Under him, even as deputy governor, reading nomination, leading the CD, Mekaipa President Kufo says here dollar no, stronger than CD no, stronger than dollar. We hear more than $1 to get 1 CD because that time 97 pesos to $1. But in less than 1 year, the CD completely, the dollar overtook the CD. In other words, MPB no kai. Also, the CD is appreciating the dollar. It's respecting the dollar. The CD bow to the dollar within that short time. Not bow me deputy governor. And the majority yes, I no desperate for power. But I believe that admit the good initiatives that are happening. Now also admit that situation here you go through no obi abaje clear sir eso nya adani trim say dem ya o de oba o kofi super o de ba ma so say bia na man tu a ogina ho na why campaign bari dey wan ka won campaign bari dey Uja wana kasa nka wakade wanka sabi ma meja emba kofina no nka say any campaign and even samina because in some no edaho they have admitted that look there are challenges but this is a country ebana kitua we still continue to pay our salaries look no we still continue to pay honorable Obiama will admit what is happening in Argentina. The news on Argentina. Argentina has just joined a country like Greece, Spain, and the rest are almost even in Europe. No, You were
okay, good. Mesa.
You were very challenging. You were very challenging situation. But we shall ride through all this. By politics and French, I mean, the Macheda politics.
Dr. Baumia, and yet Nenkwan or Kasa. Wakasa Ache. Na enam say, ono susu bia hu ansa na waka no. Yo pese o kan ne say, aban omu hu ni omo ye. Ne akosi CD e ko ni sei sa abanu ehu ne omo ya anka ye nyina ehu bi CD o kan ho asemi 8 years president for time 8 years no CD no su hwan by 30%. Say akasa January to now CD no eso hwan 26.7%. Afi nkwa o so bi di ni 8 years be bu man na CD ni dollar no so take by 30%, 8 years. Now 1 year, July mo aye we August, do 26.7%. Now we compare currency na ye. Na buy no we are aka say wow, the dollar akoto bank no. O ye pani be ya ma o. Me tie. Say we Adam so ya medwene say na me sika da bank na ye series they be a mess or city in Sutianeti. And then I mean, coffee can cost $2. Na me fengu ho. Na da me here sika makosisa ama sikana swabaso. A prudent step by anybody. Wow, better I say beginning of the year. 100 million the bank and I say 10,000 the bank. Now say 10,000 I have 5,000 now kwa now buy. I buy no asema I buy na ka chair and say ye taking measures. Measures need taking say buy contracts be a year set penancy or baby supplementary estimates. In same be or catch and say or the kun ama city no higher than say I buy contracts in all in cities. You see or say I buy contracts in all in cities. Na you say bit me ama city no ho higher strong. I buy start can say the here no either made in Ghana goose, moon patronize made in Ghana goose, and ama city no higher than. What kind of talk is this? Fine, me tell me she made in Ghana set. But nya edu say no. And yes, I said to them my city no anti apple. Yet to come her yeah manufacturing sector egu. Abuy to me some ankwa so be so abuy measures no kun omma say no obi wo nipa or how adwuma ma. Send ya normal quality o simbe mu 50 de min timi am gadi mu pa ba bi fa na 50 aka me mo ho ban policies ye take you okrom ha no enne man no ma say nti ye ba me ade ono no we gentleman no wa kan boko clueless wo mo na ga set record straight and come back say the government are killers are going to be used now so be use clueless it won't ase now say we about me too gentle or calculating west wenum clueless wenum nanka kind of same situation at here and come back say abani diewu ewudifo o mi yoma san freje ekufo ko fidiewu na ediewu sa na come back na when you obi na no na e ka friend ko fidiewu oh say nti na mo di account so odiewu ma set records o krom ha setting record street ma set records o krom ha nsem am kan na ne ekos Ghana say ne ndu mu quarter. We sure. Yeah, Tikroma, look. Me de documents about inflation. I can inflation. I buy and say non-food inflation. So offer electricity, offer water, offer fuel, ukabuma, or coffee others or cano, or say a almost a cost to kakra there. According to Sukakra, I buy and say 53.6%. Some minute here. Just say. Electricity ni water ni fuel ni no man ye kaboma ni suru akono 53.6% wo se kakra ade atra 50% wo se kakra is the government saying it calculation no ye me ade ba me kotuma ma me bie you know nya na me kan you finance minister na be kan parliament let me open it to you page over what period there and I know we bisana mamina
no
me dey no be kan na
the non-food inflation over what period na we can want say because
Make catch was 53.6%.
Over what period?
No, over what period? Yeah,
okay, how can
I feel money.
Can I enti?
I do yindi.
Can I enti?
This is my market was make am what tipa.
Yeah, okay.
I say page 24,
yeah.
item 69. So the upsurge of prices has been influenced mainly by non-food components of the consumer price index. The non-food group recorded an average year-on-year inflation rate of 20.3% in June 2014.
Yes.
Compared to 20% in May. May to June. No, I say among the non-food group, the housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels components recorded the highest inflation rate of 53.6%, followed by transport.
It means they contributed to that 20%.
That's what I make.
No, they contributed. It doesn't mean that or increase it by 53%.
That's what I make.
No, it says they contributed to.
Inflation and a non-food side, or picking out major items.
Yeah.
Not some major items. 53.6%.
That they contributed to that level, that 20%. No, the way I work on, as if inflation was 53%. No, the way I work on, inflation here.
That's I'm propaganda. I'm the account organizer. Oh yeah, that's the organizer. So that's propaganda. Secretary to come. I'm the account. That's the Amaka. They also
the understanding now, now inflation was 53. No,
inflation. Near during the food is any among the food so near and I mean picky items and what I needed.
Oh no, I am okay with this president. Say you know
politics.
So you must that. No, you must that. Man chance. You must that.
What I want ya. Oh, 80 nobody enkoyi. Nobody enkoyi. Nti you about me oka odika. O certain kinds of yen. Who share independent data. Na no more projected for the end of the year for Ghana said no man kwe no. Yatra ho. Stand any backlist reports me go back na American. As at December and January, so Ghana no man kwe. Almost CD no by the end of the year no na atra 3 CDs. You see near woman atra projections on my in at the end of the year no. Say that no one be say no. Any 6 months and no man says na mpo di ama odwuma sey oti hey kwesi twuma ama odwuma sey wanya so obeje adwuma na fi nti Ghana for bre obi o ka se Ghana for bre bia no e bia ne ho atolo me si uyi chop money ama ira kodwuma obeka ne kwa chewa obeka se de bia me kodwum bia no na no ma asesa anya ne fault udi nkofo kasa painful o mo ye adwuma lawyer say I'm say then oh my boy kakra me hu ya ache me you don't believe it and we be catch say then say me so 1,000 more I quite say 100. These are practical things. Ye baby school wahala university fees crowd if you say ne bo onya de no 1,004 1,005 14 million 15 million na e mu say na betumenya sati kan de akomo wahala nti say ya so no mamu ya be du na bi no omo ga so mo politicians no gra mo hu ni fa so mo ba ma mo ho beto mo etoka ma mo no mo dem na mo ye na mo pe ya sori a na nte bia me ka se mo nkasa mu no nti ye raba me ya no kan de o kan keto akra no ka na omo na nya ya ye wa president otisu yi o tu ko campaign no de sa she de botom o so papa ye de na ade sika bi no hwa na o so bia fa ne sa she de botom Udu sache bodira hu mo no ayi ni pocket da hwi ni mo krom ha so hwi ni mo ni omode akoduru no
na ono
so mo tutu ye botomo so mo ye dey o
no dey na he was reminding because na ye mo campaign style was 2000
no mo buy no mama ye ho ato ye
2000 na ye mo campaign style
we dey be keke na be ye be di keke
just 2 minutes
go video bi
just a minute
no
waka propaganda side or so come right side
just a minute
it's a pizza test you can be go the mess no
Rebata
Just 1 minute. Lecture notes for the bar. Near honorable Kai Bebre na ye no kre. Bebre. I'm not doubting ya okay there ye go through this situation. But solutions ne den. Solutions ya aban na ye no e na obe take ye out. You see, so short term. Today wo bibia o there ye surgery. Na de bia wo sorry na wa kofa codeine ana paracetamol na pain na abrase. Untu ase. Since ya abana na adwende ma me ntu ase so that ye ko na ye ko ye sa paracetamol economy a emboa ye paracetamol economy na odi ebedu bebia ebedu since ya ye surgery captain no ship no ship ru ko are ko ye so ni bi surgery na wo ye surgery so a e di pain bi na e de beba e come to my list nyama ne bebre a abana be ya even short term you know ye hu betu ma to ye kakra na you admit there. The issue of grants, we need to look at it as a country.
But you, maybe how many grants here? Excuse me, answer na nipa ndi sika be bro.
Me status
and yes sir, these are the records.
2002. Ye drew problems here are debt forgiveness as a result of dividends of democracy because no beyond that during the Ghana, you better go through the process a smooth change of power now buy. Out of that dividend, you are debt forgiveness. Grants Japan for Bosiana na Comodia my young family acquire no crown or into grant. And a lot of democratic dividends.
Almost accountability.
Accountability. We need one year. No more accountability.
A lot of tax on Eurobond beba, cost indication beba, energy, gas and bar. December will come. Now we should present share economic team, including respected Kwame Pieni. Now Kwame also advice including him. President
These meetings
President to me fa a song kobo from. President will have to engage in meetings and get briefings and give orders. In Pedwase to engage in a detailed discussion. MP before now, almost doing there, or minor economy, challenging meeting. Why, Kwampi Nimba Baka, Mr. Kwampi Nimba Baka, maybe some, so your
super septic, Mecca was a much right now. They hotel, fee, Wagasa order, or hospital, KVIP. There's one good news for you. Pampaya Ebaho, more ahodoing a yen tefre name once now holding nano. I feel so no idea Ebeboa, I may fee a dance to cry super septic. So I don't think actually be doing come ye pa more DNTS so pay me 2 feet. Na utiti na MFI or the good baby, I met you say super fast on baby juma. Na baby abako Tony in our so met you in our on so other on a so still maintaining
income.
Shaking small, but still
never shake. Stand solid. Look, I'll give you a third leg.
Incoming. That's not organizer. Really, that's not Democratic Congress. Honorable be able to say.
Every crowd person propaganda so come. It do about 2 titles.
And that was it. But Ebola in China, I'm saying say. All right.
Any brism.
Any brism. And there will be our should be asked. In times of this, young Kase, Honorable Bama prefers the panic. It be education on Ebola. But you careful about your number to any normal air cost. It be much and welfare as a country. So I had their crown. We don't mind come now,